Splitzers, hey, it's Ronan. Welcome back to the channel. Super Bowl Sunday. I hope you skip the Super Bowl and watch this instead. Just kidding around. But we do have two great comebacks for you. The first is here with BettaFish running his gorgeous IS-3 Defender, still one of the best looking tanks in the game. Meta or not these days, this is still a great tank. This is a ridiculously good comeback. Comeback mastery worth watching every second of. And then afterwards, we have a comeback by Lech and Sig. Lech does the comeback, but Sig is there with him doing a ton of damage. So stick around for that. Lech brings his Snowstorm JGPZ, whatever, 8.8. And then tomorrow, stay tuned. We have a replay by Gent that is another. I couldn't fit all three. I could fit all three on there, but a very long video. So I broke it up. Gent deserves in a ridiculous comeback in a comment. So we are here in Yukon, and BettaFish flanks with the IS-3 Defender. His team just went everywhere, and it's no surprise to me that when I saw this very, very long flank and his teammates just kind of scattering, that this was just not going to go, wasn't going to go particularly well. But BettaFish made the best of it. He's got himself an IS-3 Defender versus a T-28 Defender and gets one hell of a lucky RNG there to take that thing out. But well done there. Let's reload that clip. It's right now a 5-on-5. Things look okay. And Beta's trying to do some work here on this Pantera and the M4 FL10. Unfortunately, they quickly disposed of whoever that was up there. And Beta is now working hard on the Pantera. One shot into him, reloads the clip. I will tell you, I got the IS-3 Defender not that long ago in some weird container thingamajig. I should probably play it more. It is actually a very, very good tank. The armor reminds me of the 252U in terms of strength. It is so strong, so troll. The difference, of course, being the autoloader, and I just can't stand this versus the 252U, which just has standard, standard cannon. The cannon, other than that, is about the same. Maybe the Defender's a little bit better. I don't know. 252U is just my favorite heavy in the tier. And then beautiful job there of getting that Pantera done with taking very little, losing very little HP. That's needed. It's a 2-on-4. There comes the FL10. It's a 2-on-4, and it's about to be a 1-on-4. You can see that Beta's teammate there is doing a great job at dying. Beta is, I think, trying just to conserve HP here, which he knows he's going to need every single drop of. And this FL10, they're annoying little tanks, those guys. Yep, it was a 1-on-4 there. They're annoying little tanks, but they can shit out some damage. So smart move there, play conservatively. He's up here by the waterfall in Yukon, which not my favorite spot to be in a TD, or in a TD, God, in a heavy, but it's a useful spot when you've got a 1-on-3. They're going to have to find some empty room in order to rush you, like you see that 252U doing right there. And in doing so, Beta, it gives you time to get repositioned, and that's ultimately what this is about. Beta does take some massive damage there. That was where I thought I couldn't believe this was going to continue. I'm not really sure how that all transpired either. It was just two quick shots, almost 1,000 damage it looked like. Maybe I missed that. Perhaps he caught fire. I don't know. That just looked like a lot of damage. But nonetheless, he's got the 252U. He isolated him, which was really smart because of that spot. And this is where the Defender shines. You've got a 3-loader. I mean, still got 6 seconds between the clip. But during the clip, between the 22-second reload, you do have better DPM than most tanks. So again, it's kind of a unique tank that if you have all 3 shells loaded, it's still not like an Emil 1, but it does have better DPM and terrific armor. And there's a Celestial, another argument. So Beta here is facing probably the two arguably best Russian-style heavies of the tier, the Celestial and the 252U. He does get a troll bounce by that irritating side of the Celestial. He's going to aim a little bit lower, and he clears him. Nice shot there with Beta. Now we got ourselves a KV4. Look at this fucking guy. Oh my God, he just jumps the waterfall. I mean, if I'm Beta, I know when I was watching this, I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe I do have a chance at this. The guy lost 200 hit points jumping off the waterfall. Should make that the opening scene of this video. Anyway, Beta smartly uses the rock like these are perfect to, especially against noobs, to use them to get them into the right position, to take the time you need to reload. He's got a full clip. The KV4 has 900 hit points. The problem with Beta here is if he had like 500 HP, he could take a shot. The issue is he is potentially a one-shot with a big roll for the KV4. And so and it depends on the cannon. It looks like this guy has a top cannon mounted. So with that, I think as a 310 alpha, he can't afford a big roll or he dies. And so that's why you see this Beta's working so hard, and then he realizes this idiot is shooting high explosive. So he is shooting HE for some reason. I think Beta was just thinking to himself here, let me reload this. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. I can dance around the rock all day long with him. I think seeing this guy later, he probably would have just rushed him. But nonetheless, our friend here is Beta. Again, I think Beta plays this incredibly well. And he's trying to get a hatch shot. The turret of the KV-4 at the top has a very nice hatch spot on top. But this guy's just going to rush him. Beta gets a great shot into him, 310 alpha. And he just needs this to reload. The guy shoots him with HE again. Beta clears him. And then this guy said, why do all KV-4 players select? I don't know. There's something about it. 4,600 damage, 6 kills, 1474 base, 1v4. Kolonov, this is the KV-4 driver. Kolabanov, dude, Beta, you did it all, buddy. Congratulations. Terrific game. All right, moving on to Lech and Sig. Lech's in the JigTig 2015 Snowstorm. Sig's in his favorite heavy, I believe, the Action X, which is a fantastic tank. And they are in Winter Malinovka, and Lech takes your traditional TD spot here, right between the B and C cap, looking for some folks to farm. Sig takes the aggressive spot there, heading towards the windmill, and they're trying to do this is a very traditional push. It is almost a 7-on-7 right from the start. You know, everyone goes to C here. Lech's team, they did a nice job of capping B and having a slight flank there on the left. And Sig has got a really great position there, and he's doing all kinds of good stuff up on near the windmill. But Lech's team makes a very critical error here that is common, I find, in pub matches, which is you get two guys who flanked, and they flanked alone, and then they push the enemies, I guess because they think they flanked, they can do something from that position. It's not like these tanks can't turn around, and they just get deleted, instantly deleted. So it's just like that, a 5-on-7. It's a good idea to flank, but you know, if you're flanking, the enemies can shoot you, and there's 7 of them over there. I mean, what exactly do you think you're going to do? Not a smart move. I don't exactly know what those guys were doing. Nonetheless, Sig's trying to hold the now. It's basically a 3-on-7. Another one goes. It's 4-on-7. Sig's trying to hold off a whole bunch of tank. Lech knows he can't push. The JigTig, it's a terrific tank, and they buff the DPM. I mean, you 6-second reload. You got massive DPM here. The problem is you have huge sides, the sides of barns, and you can't turn. So you really can't be in a position where you show your side to anyone. You're just going to get deleted and have a terrible game if you push with this tank. It's just not designed for it. Now, it does get bounces, and it can bounce particularly well from a distance where you can angle it. You just can't have anybody close up. And Sig is doing a heroic effort here, just holding everybody up. Lech's protecting Sig's rear, actually, and for a long time, and Sig is still alive up there, fighting it out with those guys. He's got like 4 tanks on him. He finally gets cleared. And now Lech's gonna have to do some of the dirty work. And there is an AMX 1390 that Lech somehow misses that shot. I'm not sure why. Fuck you, RNG. And he's got this 252U pushing there, gets him in the lower plate, brings him to a 1-shot. That's a nice move. And then his teammate there is able to, the Emil one is able to clear him. So, but like you see, he's taking a lot of fire. He's actually bouncing it, and he's using the side armor of this tank is not a terrible side armor. It's just this physical size of it that make it very hard to defend if you're within other enemies. By the way, the enemies only now cap C, so they got a good point lead, which is useful when you're down 2-4. The Emil here is doing a nice job. He just got reloaded, and he's staying relatively hull down. This Tiger was asking for it there, and it's just a terrific duo there of the Emil hitting him and Lech finishing him off. They brought this to now a 2-on-3 with 2 TDs and a light versus a heavy and Lech. Lech did take a lot of damage earlier. I don't know if you were counting. I mean, he took almost 1,000 damage backing up earlier, which is when he had the entire team pushing him. So he's down to like maybe a 2-shot for this 1390, but not a lot. He's got to be very careful here, and he's using the -8 gun depression on the JigTig, which is something people forget. This thing has -8. It's a terrific tank to do a slight, hill here, and you can use the gun depression. He was going to shoot him under the tracks, but couldn't there, and then a nice shot there, bringing him down to a 1-shot. The Emil really could have helped here, but I think he had already expanded. Nope, he still had his load. The Emil here is trying hard to get the T-34 2G FT. You know, they really were nice when they named the Chinese tank. Never thought a YouTuber would have to say him or anything. My God. That guy is a noob. Lech just shoots him in the fucking face. Takes him out. The Emil 1 did a nice job there as well. Clears his tank. So those two guys, the Emil 1 did play well at the end, but it was really the Sig and Lech show overall. Nice job by Lech. It was a masterclass too, but one hell of a comeback, guys. Thanks for watching. Sub to the channel. Thumbs up. Give me your comments. Would love to hear what you think about the videos. Thanks, everybody.